ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. You know, innovations in the gaming and casino industry have been just amazing, and what we're going to hear about has never been done before. Coming up, I'm talking with Seni Thomas, and he's the founder and CEO of something called Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the nation's first gambling-only financial banking platform. Ask any gambler out there, and they'll tell you if you want to gamble responsibly, you have to keep your gambling funds separate, and that's what Edge Boost does. It's a transparent, safe, FDIC-insured banking platform that allows you to use funds for gambling in a safe, responsible way. Coming up, Seni's going to tell us all about Edge Boost. When we come back, we're talking banking and responsible gaming with Edge Boost, so stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
You may want to attend college,
but you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree while you still earn a paycheck.
Take care of your future while you take care of your children.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
Earn your degree online from instructors who go way beyond the classroom to help their students change their lives.
And help their students change the lives of their children.
Learn online at South University.
Call 800-829-8056.
College is a road to your destination.
And every journey begins with a starting point.
Start from South University Online.
The convenience of taking classes where you want.
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
So you can become who you want.
South University Online.
Call 800-829-8056. That's 800-829-8056.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of May 12, 2025. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro announced that the Keystone State has become the latest to join the multi-state internet gaming agreement for online poker. Pennsylvania is the sixth state to join this agreement, with Nevada, New Jersey, Delaware, Michigan, and West Virginia already as members. Borgata Online, BetMGM, and WSOP.com are the first platforms to introduce the multi-state poker games in Pennsylvania, with additional operators likely to follow. Hard Rock Bet and Playtech announced the launch of the first ever live trivia game show for online casinos. The show is a trivia-based interactive game with live hosts and presenters. Players participate in scheduled trivia promotions, allowing them to answer questions in real time in order to win prizes. Presently, the game is live in New Jersey on the Hard Rock Bet online casino platform. And finally, in keeping with the game show theme, a live stage version of the Wheel of Fortune is set to launch in Las Vegas, Nevada in July. That will be the kickoff to a planned 60-city tour of the United States. The show will be at the Paris Las Vegas for an extended engagement and will be hosted by Mark L. Wahlberg. Fans will also have the chance to audition on-site for an opportunity to be on the Wheel of Fortune TV show. Sounds like fun. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check us out at houseofcardsradio.com.
We must get her back.
I'll be satisfied if we get her half back.
I'll take a quarter back. In fact, I'll take Notre Dame in 2 points.
Oh, you want 2 points?
I certainly do.
Well, you got 'em.
Oh!
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm excited to talk to our next guest because he has created something that will not only benefit gamblers, but also the entire gaming industry. It's called Edge Boost, and it's the first of its kind debit card and dedicated bank account that exclusively processes betting transactions. And I think it's going to revolutionize the gaming industry. And we're going to hear all about Edge Boost because on the line we have the founder and CEO of Edge Boost, Seni Thomas. Seni, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and appreciate the kind words.
What you have created in Edge Boost is something so important for the industry, and I really think it will revolutionize the gaming industry. But before we start talking about Edge Boost, tell me something about your background. Were you in the gaming industry before you created Edge Boost?
Not at all, and that's a question that I get quite frequently. And yeah, I think I was able to bring a pretty unique perspective to this. So prior to this, I had two companies in advertising technology. But what I did there is I ended up taking energy trading algorithms, and I come from a business school background, into online tradable media, and we built some really interesting products there. And I've just always been fascinated by just kind of overall marketplaces, money movement in these types of closed ecosystems. And then after that, I was working with a group who ended up acquiring the media rights for Sports Illustrated, and it was really just fascinated at kind of how we can extend that brand, into betting content, and just really started digging around in terms of what are the big problems in gaming today. And the thing that we just kind of kept coming back to is kind of the itch that we kept trying to scratch was just like we'd never seen such a breakdown in money transmission, right? Whether it's kind of the ACH, the wires, the bank decline rates. It's just all so difficult. It's a huge tax on the operators as well. It's a pretty clunky user experience. So yeah, that's kind of where we started. But I think kind of coming from a completely outsider perspective, really helped us look at it in a different way. And kind of the biggest kind of aha moment for us was that, it's never really been a payments problem. The fundamental bottleneck here has just been with banking. So if you just had a bank account that could work and work consistently, kind of solves everything else.
Before we start talking about the specifics of Edge Boost, what is Edge Boost and what does it mean for the gamblers who are listening right now? I mean, we all know bettors love quick and easy payments, and I know when it comes to payments, the two buzzwords for bettors are security and speed. So give us the philosophy behind Edge Boost.
Yeah, so I mean, it really is the same thing as like a chime, right? So we're effectively what's called an online neobank. So this is in partnership with Cross River Bank in New Jersey, who's kind of the premier financial technology sponsor bank. So when a user signs up with us, they get a fully FDIC insured checking account. The funds are held at Cross River, and to your point, absolutely secure. And then we basically issue you a debit card. But what's really unique about our debit card is that, we know what these transactions are for. So we're not going to flag you on every second transaction. You're not calling, your bank in the middle of the night trying to get something cleared through. Out of the box, you can also do $250,000 per day on your debit card, right? So, you get that high throughput, you get the security, and, you have an incredibly high approval rate for all of your different gaming accounts.
Now, this is the first of its kind gambling-only financial banking platform, and regardless of how great an idea it is, whenever someone is the first to do something, there are certain challenges associated with getting it up and running. I mean, what were some of the challenges that you face in getting Edge Boost functional and ready for the public? I mean, in the gaming industry, there's always technical and regulatory obstacles that have to be faced. What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in launching Edge Boost?
Great question. Definitely had two kids along the way as well over the last 4 years, so definitely aged myself a little bit.
There's lots of challenges.
Yeah, don't recommend anyone doing that 1-2 punch. But yeah, on the regulatory side, it is a relatively kind of clear cut. In that we basically were operating as a neobank, so we're not a gaming company. We don't process any bets. We're not actually providing like a payment service or anything like that to operators. So it's pretty clean on that front. But on the banking side, as you can imagine, it has its own kind of slew of challenges. And the real critical insight here is that when you have a a normal checking account where you can kind of spend money anywhere, that produces a lot of problems, right?
Yeah.
There's more potential for money laundering, buying crypto and gift cards, and there's all these other things you can kind of do with an open checking account. And the real innovation for us is that as far as we know, we're the only limited use checking account ever launched. And so that was the real crux of solving for kind of the regulatory part of it and kind of making all of our partners, comfortable with moving, large sums in this space. But, essentially you would sign up, right? You'd link your personal Chase account, for example, to your Edge Boost account. And then the only place you can use this card is at KYC, right? ID verified gaming accounts. So that could be a DraftKings, that could be at the casino cage, that could be at a horse racing track. But so because of that, even if you went to the bar at the casino, the card would be declined. So that works. So there's a number of benefits for that, right? So number one is that, for security, if someone hacks into your account, they literally cannot move money into an account that's not controlled by you.
Yeah.
So extra layer of security. It helps you with your responsible gaming because you're effectively using this like a travel account or a savings account, right? You're segmenting your gaming bankroll into your Edge Boost account, and you're not commingling it with all your other transactions. So you know exactly like how much you're spending. It's only for this type of activity. So it also helps with, from an RG standpoint, helping you understand your finances. And then on the AML side, right? So that's a really critical component to this is that you can't deposit in cash. Obviously, it has to come from another bank account. But the fact that you can only do one thing, and it's kind of all verified, we can trace every single dollar end to end, and that was really the critical problem that we had to solve for to get this product approved.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audienhearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Well, don't take it too hard. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, too.
Stupid? What do you mean, stupid?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the founder and CEO of Edge Boost, Seni Thomas. Deposit checking accounts are held with Cross River Bank, member FDIC, insured up to $250,000. The Edge Boost Visa debit card is a Visa debit card issued by Cross River Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated. I love that aspect of it because if you talk to anyone who gambles in a responsible way, they will always tell you to have your gambling funds separate. I mean, it shows how much you're spending, and it's absolutely the most responsible way to approach gambling. And I think it's one of the most important things about Edge Boost because you're using money that you set aside for gambling and nothing else. I mean, it's that financial transparency that every person should have when dealing with a banking platform. What was that the important idea behind Edge Boost?
You know, I think for us, it was just looking at the normal financial world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in your normal finances, you have so many different tools that help you budget, understand your spending. You know, whether it's you're spending money on restaurants or clothing. Right? There's so many of these tools out there, and then you have a situation in a higher risk category where it's completely broken. And what we kind of compare is that we're looking at a world in gaming right now of financial fragmentation. And we're trying to move to a world using our Edge accounts to financial segmentation. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is that due to these debit card limits, right, the average person in brick and mortar can only access about $600 to $800 a day. So they're going to bring a bunch of cash, which is obviously very hard to track.
Yeah.
Then on the online side, they're going to hit a debit limit from, let's say, $1,500 to $2,000 a day. So then they're going to try to use their PayPal account, which is also more expensive for operators. But then they don't trust that PayPal's not going to freeze their accounts, so they might have money in Venmo and Skrill, and they're also going to use ACH. So now you have multiple funding accounts that are also commingled with other transactions. And now you're also funding a whole bunch of different gaming accounts. So you have no idea what you're spending, no idea where your money is. I mean, a lot of our users literally have these little Google spreadsheets, kind of tracking their money and their spending. And so it's almost just like, how do we just get this back to normal, right? Because this is abnormal. How do we just kind of have a bank account, stuff like that, where you can kind of track all this like you would in all other aspects of your life?
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people in the gaming industry and a lot of gamblers I know think of the industry as a cash business. I mean, if you want to gamble a certain amount of money, you usually have to bring cash with you to the casino or a sports book. And, some sports bettors bring it in a duffel bag. You call them duffel bag sports bettors because, that's where they carry their cash in. Because dealing with banks and banking institutions is so difficult in the gaming world. I mean, go over that again because that is so important. How does Edge Boost alleviate that problem for gamblers?
A great example is we're actually the official debit card for the World Series of Poker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great use case, right, where you have people flying around America with sacks of cash, right?
Yeah, it's
going
crazy.
in and
it's
out
insane.
of games, and and a lot of these places they're not the nicest places to town either. You're kind of looking over your shoulder, right? People get busted all the time coming back from the Bahamas, from Atlantis. They'll have a bunch of cash from big games. So that was a great partnership, that we've structured. So now you'll be able to actually go, to the Horseshoe. You don't have to wait in line for your safety deposit box. You don't have to bring, a backpack full of cash. You have everything on your card. You can go up there. You can do everything through, their new payment system, and it just becomes seamless. So not only is it good for the consumer, and this is the other thing that I think is really important to understand, is that there's so many benefits to the operator. Mm-hmm. Like operators don't want to count $100K in cash and verify the source of funds. They don't want to count that out and give it to you to walk out, go to the parking lot. And there's all these issues around chargebacks and such, which we alleviate as well because, we know what this use case is for, the decline rates, not having to deal with wires and ACH and credit lines. It just solves so many of those back office problems for operators. So I think it's kind of one of these rare scenarios where it really is a win-win on both ends.
Now, I would guarantee you, I know some people out there are listening and thinking, oh, I can just start another bank account and get another debit card and use that for gambling, which is the complete wrong way of thinking. How is Edge Boost different from the traditional banking and debit cards that are out there right now that are not created for the gambling industry?
I think we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Again, I think the biggest bottleneck is just going to be very low limits, on a daily basis. Like I said, brick and mortar is only about $600 to $800, right, per day. And that's what creates a lot of this fragmentation, is that initial bottleneck. I think we've also all been there too, when we want to access funds and something gets flagged and we're on hold for 20 or 30 minutes trying to sort it out. So all of those kind of headaches also disappear. But yeah, I think at the end of the day that's really it, right? Is that we're just going to do one thing, we're going to do it really well. All of our partners and regulators know exactly what this account is being used for, and because you can't do anything else with it. It's a great place to keep your bankroll.
And one of the great things about Edge Boost that a lot of traditional banks, or most traditional banks, don't have, is that you have responsible gaming tools, which I think are great. And one of the great features that Edge Boost has is that you have personalized spending limit suggestions. Tell us about that, because I think that's so important, especially when you're talking about gambling responsibly. And it's an incredible thing for protecting gamblers out there.
Yeah, and I think for us, we look at scale and we kind of approach RG from a very pragmatic standpoint. And, we have a bunch of tools, which I'll kind of touch on.
Sure.
But the two most important things anybody can do is just segmenting their gaming money. And then by running it through an account, they actually know where their money is and how much they're spending. And those two things right now are quite opaque. And if you can't solve for those, nothing else downstream really matters, right? Mm-hmm. And then the other part of this, which is really unique, and some of the regulators, have really been asking for a long time, is universal limits across all of your gaming activity nationwide. And that is a very, very difficult thing to execute when you're trying to get operators, across state lines to share data.
Sure.
But now, since everything's running through the debit card, you as a consumer can now see all your data in one place without the operators having to lift a finger. You can now do universal limits. So that means it could be the weekend in Vegas, right? Plus maybe you went to New Jersey on the ponies and you went back into, you're on DraftKings on your couch in New York. But all that now goes to one location. You can set these universal limits. You can also do cool down periods for your whole bankroll. And our most popular feature actually is a feature called Copilot. So
I love that idea, because I was going to ask you about that. That's such a great idea.
And it was again, from a technology standpoint, right? Super easy to implement, but you know what? It's just like having a gym buddy, right? Who's making sure you're working out. So if you have a co-pilot, you basically will send each other weekly transcripts of your activity, so you can kind of keep tabs on each other. And maybe a buddy over beers is like, maybe you should cool down, right? It's a little bit more effective than a little alert popping up in your app. And the other part of that, too, is that one of the things that just never made sense to us is if you have a monthly limit, what's the point of a monthly limit if you could just change it whenever you want?
Sure.
So with Copilot, if you want to increase any of your limits, the verification code is actually sent to your Copilot. So it kind of adds one additional kind of layer of accountability, if you want to spend more.
Now, recently, Edge Boost announced a responsible gaming partnership with Birch's Health, which I think is really great. Tell us something about that partnership, and what does that partnership mean for the people who use Edge Boost?
Yeah, so I think Birch's is fantastic because I think as much as everyone talks about responsible gaming, what's the action, right? So once somebody has identified and stuff, you need to make it a very seamless funnel. And so there's kind of two stages that we look at it, right? And also I think the other thing here too is, I think the AGA is doing a really good job right now trying not to kind of ostracize gamers where, it's a small subset who really have an issue. There's other people who can probably just, tap the brakes a little bit. And I think the majority are all right. But what's a fascinating story for us is that we actually built out a lot of transaction monitoring tools with a company called Unit 21. So this is like financial technology, right? Like looking at money laundering and transactions and all of that stuff. And what we found is a lot of those same alerts are very similar to irresponsible gaming behavior. So maybe like a lot of small deposits in a row and things like that. So we've been able to actually now use this kind of brain in the back to start pushing alerts to users where we're actually going to start sending them RG content from purchase. And then we can kind of do a risk analysis on our side for the user, especially if it's repeat behavior, and then funnel them directly to purchase. So data is a great thing, but data also needs to be actionable.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check out our website at houseofcardsradio.com.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with the founder and CEO of Edge Boost, Seni Thomas. Deposit checking accounts are held with Cross River Bank, member FDIC, insured up to $250,000. The Edge Boost Visa debit card is a Visa debit card issued by Cross River Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated. Now, I also think it's important for people to know that Edge Boost is a secure platform and that it's FDIC insured. Tell us something about that, because it's really important for people to know that their money is safe with Edge Boost.
Yeah, so Edge, Edge Boost itself, right? We're basically what's called a neobank. So we're not a bank ourselves. We don't hold the license, so it works exactly the same as Chime. So when you deposit the funds, it's held at our partner bank, which is Cross River in New Jersey. It's just like a normal bank account, up to $250,000 and fully secured.
Talk about the cash back incentives when customers use Edge Boost, because I think that's really important for people to know about, because everyone loves rewards and you can certainly get them when you use Edge Boost.
Yeah, definitely. So the thing is, obviously, this is your own money, right? I think something that is a little bit misunderstood is like we're incentivizing spend, but that's really not the objective at all. The objective is that all these RG tools only really work when you're consolidating all of your spend with us, so that you have a full picture of your gaming activity. So it's really the same as, you're paying for dinner and it's like, am I going to use my Amex or my Sapphire card, right? And you're like, okay, well, if I'm getting a reward over here, I can consolidate more spend. So that's definitely the idea. But yeah, you can earn up to 0.5% in cash back for every deposit for sports betting and daily fantasy.
Now, I mentioned to you off air about this. I'm in New Jersey, and we have online sports betting, online poker, online casinos, retail sports books, almost everything. And in the past, I've run into problems where certain gambling platforms do not take funds from certain banks. What about Edge Boost? What's the compatibility with the gaming platforms out there? Because I can tell you it's extremely frustrating when a gaming platform and certain banks, which I will not name right here, they're not compatible and will not allow you to transfer funds. I mean, what's the compatibility like with Edge Boost?
I mean, it's pretty much universal. So our requirements are that you have to be kind of gaming or gaming adjacent, right? So we're a neutral party here, right? So you can use this on like sweep sites, prediction markets, kind of the full gamut. Even the regulators agree that the ones who think that is gaming activity, it makes sense for users to be able to see that type of activity in one location. Those laws change, we'll adapt. But yeah, I mean, you can pretty much use it in any location that has that KYC component, right? So for us, what's really important is that you have to be a U.S. resident. You have to be a legal U.S. operator.
Okay.
So no offshore and all that stuff. And then pretty much, I mean, it's near 100%, approval for all those types of transactions.
Now, with Edge Boost, are there any minimum balances or maintenance costs associated with your
not
platform?
at all.
Oh, my God.
I appreciate you bringing this up.
That's
so,
great.
I mean, I think some of people's feedback is like, it sounds too good to be true. The way that we make money is actually the same as Chime also, right? So basically the business model is that every time you generate a deposit, so somebody uses that card, Visa actually pays us what's called an interchange fee. And it's that fee that actually pays for all of your airline points and all your different rewards programs. So that's how we make money. So we actually pass through some of that as cash back to our consumers. Depending on our operator deals, we actually share some with our operators as well. So that's a new revenue line item for them. And then we keep a little piece ourselves. But the company is already profitable. And then, so there's no subscription fees, monthly fees, minimums, none of that.
Oh, that's great. And I was going to ask you about feedback. I know Edge Boost has been out for a little bit now. What has been the feedback from people who have used Edge Boost? It seems like it'd be an incredible tool and certainly a great asset for gamblers out there.
Yeah, I think we have a very loyal kind of user base. We kicked things off in September. That was kind of like a beta period. You had a little kinks here and there, but everything's been really stable. We in March for March Madness, we did over $250 million in transaction volume. So really, really ramping up now. And we see, most people kind of over like a 6 to 8 week period end up consolidating their entire bankroll with us. Obviously it's kind of people dip their toes in. It is a financial product. But it's been overwhelmingly positive.
So what has been the reaction from people who work in the gaming industry about Edge Boost? I mean, not only from the online platforms, but also retail casinos, because I'm constantly talking with people in the casino industries who keep telling me that cashless gaming is the future, and it really seems like Edge Boost is an important piece and a necessary step to what they're talking about. I mean, what has been their reaction to Edge Boost?
Really, really positive.
Great.
I mean, so we work directly. We're actually rolling out with Pechanga and Circa as a kind of tests for basically kind of doing an operator direct deal for their brick and mortar casinos. I mean, our pipeline is about 18 or 20 casinos at the moment.
Wow, great.
Because we solve so many problems for them, right? Cash access is a huge issue. Most people can only take out, like $600 to $800. And then the casinos don't want to manage that cash. They don't want the money, the cash coming in and out and verifying source of funds, counting it out. I mean, there's just, but also, we get rid of the chargebacks, we get rid of a lot of the pain points around like ACH and wires, even like credit line liability, right? Like you're only giving credit lines to people who have the money, but if they can just walk in with their own money, you don't even have to do the credit line. So it just streamlines a lot of the back office for brick and mortar casinos. So that's actually been, the strongest feedback has been on that side. And then to your point, I think with cashless, we have a lot of really interesting initiatives out there. So we have like NRT is doing Lily, and I think it's called like Rapid Play with Light and Wonder, IGT and stuff are also developing some really cool ways of moving money into like slot machines. But as soon as money turns digital, the single number one bottleneck is going to be what is your daily limit on your debit card.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And we solved that, which is the single biggest bottleneck for adoption.
It really seems, when I read about Edge Boost, I mean, this is what they're talking about on cashless gaming. I can see that applied, and I see that is the tool for cashless gaming, what everyone was talking about for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I think that's, we agree with you. And I think we just kind of want to be that facilitator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't provide any of the technology. I think it's kind of one of these things where, the bottleneck, as I mentioned before, has really been on the banking side. So as long as you can increase the throughput there, you can start really kind of moving people away from really just walking in with, like you said, right, the satchels of cash.
Yeah, right, the duffel bags. So what's in the future for Edge Boost? Are there any plans to build upon the platform that's out right now? And do you have anything new that people should be on the lookout for with regards to Edge Boost?
Yeah, I think we're really doubling down on our RG features. I think that's kind of something that we're very excited about. One of the really interesting things about being a financial layer is that we're kind of the only solution that sits outside of the operator,
mm-hmm.
right? And so we're kind of neutral. We don't know if you win or lose or anything else. We kind of help aggregate all that information. But since we're not a regulated gaming entity, we actually have access to some really interesting financial data that gaming operators can't access. So I think what we want to do is actually start automating a lot of these kind of RG tools. And a great example, so we're looking to kind of roll this out the second half of this year, is that when a user signs up, they're going to link their bank account through a platform called Plaid. And we can actually see anywhere from 2 to 3 years of their bank statements, if the user opts in to share that data. So what is really fascinating there is that not only can we look at holistic income, so we can say that, you get a direct deposit every 2 weeks, but you're also going to get, maybe you have a rental property, maybe you have Uber Eats on the weekends. But then the piece of data that the industry has never taken a look at before is what are your fixed costs? Right. So what is your mortgage? What is your, your insurance payments, car payments, etc. So we'll actually be able to, on a monthly basis, come up with an estimate on your disposable income and your cash flow capacity. So that, again, people kind of just set it and forget it and say, hey, I only want to bet up to 50% of my kind of disposable income per month. Right. So we can automatically do this. And I think that's going to be the really kind of critical component to adoption in the US. It just has to be really easy. I don't want to fiddle with settings across 5 different apps. And, I still want all the protections.
Seni, we're running out of time, but can you give out a website for Edge Boost so if people want to find out more about it and actually start using it, they could do so?
Absolutely. So it's, just edgeboost.bet, edgeboost.bet.
Seni Thomas, founder and CEO of Edge Boost, thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about Edge Boost. I really think this is going to change a lot in the gaming industry, to have a platform where you can efficiently and responsibly use funds for gambling. It's an incredible product that changes the gambling industry for the better. Please come back on and keep us updated about what's happening with Edge Boost. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Take care.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards.
With costs going up, Adam and Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometimes.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit. Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Press releases, game announcements, jackpot announcements, info at turnpikesportsradio.com.
All right.
Starting off, we've got a pair of news stories coming from Caesars Entertainment.
Two news stories from Caesars.
They've been busy. They've been busy.
All right. Okay.
We have the first one, Caesars Entertainment announcing an expansion of its partnership with AGS, making the Caesars online casino platforms the exclusive first online home for their immensely popular triple coin treasure family of slots.
Okay, I got a lot of Caesars apps on my phone. I'm trying to think. There's Horseshoe. There's Caesars Online Casino. I know Caesars. I have their sports book, but in New Jersey, there's always a casino button that you can push that takes you to their online casino, so I'm not sure which one is that.
Well, that is technically the original Caesars
that's
Casino.
The original.
That's Caesars Sportsbook and Casino.
And then I have another app tracking my Caesars rewards because I'm playing Caesars online, so I always track my rewards. So.
Speaking of rewards, when you go to Caesars Palace Online Casino, because that's one of the online platforms that we're talking about here, you use the promo code Turnpike Launch, and you'll get your first deposit bonus match up to $1,000. You get $25 to play on the casino side.
Oh, wow.
And you also get 2,500 rewards points.
Wow, okay. What is that code again?
Turnpike Launch.
Okay.
At Caesars Palace Online Casino.
Didn't even know that.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But this is the first time these AGS Triple Coin Treasures family of online slot machines are making it to an online platform here. Again, they're going to be starting off with Shamrock Fortunes. As a matter of fact, if you go to any of these, Caesars Palace Online Casino, Horseshoe Online Casino, and Caesars Sportsbook and Casino, they go to the casino side of that one. But you will see the Shamrock Fortunes screen pop up.
Oh, okay.
The home of Shamrock Fortunes.
I will check that out.
Which is pretty cool to see that.
Okay.
That's the first one that's coming under this expansion. There will be more later on in the year of 2025 here.
Great.
As well as probably later on, too.
Great.
The other news story that came out from Caesars Entertainment has to deal with the NBA.
Oh, all right.
Now, everyone knows Caesars Digital has a deal with the NBA regarding being one of their official casino partners, online casino partners. This is going to be, and they just did this, they released this with Games Global, the slot manufacturer. They have released the NBA Triple Double Power Combo online slot machine.
Nice. Okay. So tell me about that. That's pretty cool.
Basically, it's a slot machine with NBA branding and logos all over the place. It's the first time Caesars is doing something with the NBA branding for an online slot.
Great.
And what the game has in the backdrop, you've got a basketball court as the backdrop with fans cheering in the stands, a lot of good sound effects. It's a classic slot with a really cool NBA branding to it.
See, that now I'm going to be jumping on Caesars because of these couple things. That
we'd rather them go to Horseshoe Online Casino because if you use Shoe 25 Gold, you will get a bonus match up to $1,250 on your losses.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me that again.
Shoe 25 Gold.
Shoe 25 Gold.
When you register with Horseshoe Online Casino.
All right.
And you will get up to $1,250 back as a bonus on your first set of losses.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Based upon your first deposit.
All right. That's great.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
See, Caesars, like 3:30 in the afternoon on a Friday, when I'm winding down work and stuff like that, that's when I jump on the either online poker or, the online casinos. It looks like this Friday I'm doing Caesars because there's a lot of things to check out all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, the Caesars.
I mean, they just exploded. I mean, with Caesars, everything's on Caesars.
Not only are they busy off in the real world, but in the virtual side. In the virtual side, they are extremely busy, and they're very creative with some of these new products.
Like Friday afternoon is like my wind down from the week kind of thing. Yes. That's when I jump on the online casino. I use it with my computer because my eyes just suck.
And don't forget, they do have a free game every day, too.
Oh, okay.
It's Uncovered Diamonds or
that's the great thing about the online
casinos
in New Jersey. They have like a free game every day. You can
you can win prizes,
or win. If you're doing poker, you have the tickets to poker tournaments and things like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yes.
So,
but that's it for the news this week. We're going to start talking some slot jackpots and casino jackpots right after this.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audion Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audionhearing.com to get your pair of Audion hearing aids starting at just $189.
Welcome back to Beating the House, everybody. We're going to start off our jackpot segment going out to Nevada. Mm-hmm. Now, Nevada's not a stranger to us. We're constantly in Nevada talking about some of these slot jackpots, but this time we're starting off with a table game.
Oh, okay. Usually we start off with slots and things like that. So
well,
that means, no, I kind of figured out what you were doing. You're doing the highest jackpots first.
The descending order.
Okay, so we have a table game now. I don't know what the table game is.
One of your favorites.
One of my favorites. Pai Gow.
There you go.
Oh, okay, great. So, starting off with a big table game win.
Right. And we're, like I said,
we're Pai Gow table game win.
Face up Pai Gow poker table win. We actually are going to the Palms Casino here in Nevada.
All right.
This is a Lucky Club Serrano member. That's the name of their loyalty club.
Okay.
The person was visiting the Palms Casino Resort Las Vegas for the very first time. He's a visitor from Garland, Texas.
Okay. So he must have signed up for the rewards.
He must have.
See, let me tell you something. Just before we get into the jackpots, I always sign up for the rewards.
You have to.
Or because Atlantic City, it's great because of the parking.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Atlantic City still has that thing. If you park, it's cheaper if you're a loyalty club member. And when you leave one casino and you want to go to drive to another casino that same day, you ask for a receipt from the casino you're leaving, and it's free usually with the next casino you park.
It's a transfer.
It's a transfer.
Yep.
So it's good. Always get the cards.
Yes. And what we have here, first-time visitor to Palms Casino, playing face-up Pai Gow poker, won a jackpot with a, let me get this right, a 7-card jack high straight flush in hearts.
Wow. Oh my
Very
God.
rare hand for face-up Pai Gow poker.
That has to be huge. I mean, that win has to, because that's such a rare hand.
897,000
wow.
even.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so
wow.
Almost 900,000 on the 7-card jack high straight flush in hearts on face-up Pai Gow poker.
That's incredible.
Now we're going to be leaving Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading over to the other side of the country. We're going to New Jersey.
Okay.
And we're going to the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City.
All right.
One of the most fun places.
Oh, yeah. No, we were just there. It was a lot of fun.
Now, we have a lucky guest at the Hard Rock Atlantic City on Easter weekend.
Okay.
They were playing the Thunder Drums game from Light and Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the Serengeti Sun version of Thunder Drums.
Okay.
Basically,
like I said, I was just there.
I
there's so many animals on these machines, so I don't know. So, all right, I guess it's like a jungle theme kind of thing.
It's a safari theme.
Safari, okay,
yes.
All right.
We have wild African animals.
All right.
They lined up on 5 lines to trigger the Golden Drum Prize, and here the Golden Drum Prize on a $25 bet. Won this player $120,092.
Wow. I was in Hard Rock. I won $80. And I was thrilled with it.
Okay.
I can't even imagine what 120 would be.
Well,
oh my God.
We're going to stay in Jersey for this.
All right.
Because we're here in Jersey for Jersey Jackpots.
Oh,
the show within a show.
Must be the first part of April, huh?
First part of April.
First part of April.
And we've got a bunch of them to talk about
All right.
here.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, on April Fool's Day, we're going to start right away here.
All right.
We've got 3 on April Fool's Day. Now, we only do $100,000 or more. There's a lot more out there.
I'm
There's
sure
the
there
DGE,
is,
the Division of Gaming Enforcement, $40,000.
So I'm sure my $80 didn't make
No,
this
your
one.
$80 did not make.
Okay.
But starting off on April 1st, we've got 3 of them. We got a trio of $100,000 jackpots here. We got DraftKings.com, $188,074.91 on DraftKings Craps. Going over to BetMGM.com, we've got NYX Gaming's Egg Link Chicken Fox. That's a new slot.
Huh, okay.
New online slot with a fox in the hen house kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
$149,535.90.
BetMGM, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Heading over to BorgataCasino.com, not the one in the marina. We're talking the online version. $100,000 on DesignWorks Gaming's Shifting Hearts. Okay. Now, DesignWorks Gaming
I've never heard
always
of that.
does. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you have. You just never see.
Shifting Hearts? Is
well,
that
no,
what-
you've seen DesignWorks Gaming.
Oh, I'm sure I've seen
DWG.
them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen them. I don't know what Shifting Hearts is.
One of their new ones.
Okay.
Another fun game by them.
All
too.
right. Okay.
Moving over to April 2nd, we got another trio of $100,000 jackpots here. We've got GoldenNuggetCasino.com on Paraplay Fruity Classic Hold and Bingo. It's kind of a takeoff on bingo.
I guess so.
$140,685.98. Going back to BorgataCasino.com, $101,250. Konami's Bull Blitz Fortunes of the Orient. As a matter of fact, that's kind of a game I tried one time and not my favorite, but it is fast moving.
Okay. All right.
Someone loves it because they got $100,000 off it.
Someone's favorite game.
Yes. And staying with the Borgata brand, we're going to the Borgata in the Marina.
All
The brick and mortar IGT's double bonus poker classic game, $100,000. Moving over to April 3rd, we've got another trio. DraftKings.com, DraftKings Craps again.
Wow.
Seeing a lot of craps.
Every week, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
$101,574.95. Going back over to GoldenNuggetCasino.com, and this is the biggie of the week here for us. $1,636,495.79. AGS's Liberty Diamond.
Okay.
Finishing up the week, we have FanDuel Casino, $301,820. Light & Wonder's Jewel of the Dragon Peach Festival. Another version of the Jewel of the Dragon slots.
All right.
Going over to April 4th, we have $133,228.30. DraftKings.com Evolution Diamond Blitz. We got a pair on April 6th. BetMGM.com IGT's Fortune Coin paying out $160,180. And going back to the marina with Borgata Atlantic City, Aristocrats Lightning Cash, $132,001.01.
Wow, big week at the marina, huh?
Yes.
At Borgata.
Going back over to April 7th now, we got another trio. DraftKings.com. Sorry, not craps this time. It's Evolution Starburst paying out $256,457.25.
I've actually played that game. I know what they're talking about.
The Starburst?
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually a fun game.
Yeah.
Going over to the boardwalk now, we have Hard Rock Atlantic City, Light & Wonder's Huff and Even More Puff, paying out $164,441.31. Going back into the virtual world, we've got FanDuelCasino.com, Light & Wonder, Huff and More Puff. The previous version
Oh, okay.
of...
So one was Huff and Even More Puff,
Right.
and now this one is Huff and Puff.
Right.
Huff and More Puff.
Huff and More Puff
Okay.
has paid out $207,660.
Okay.
April 8th, we've just got a single entry, DraftKings.com, Evolution's first-person lightning roulette.
Fun game. I love that game.
$151,996.93. And our final entry of the $100,000 or more jackpots, we're going April 12th, back to the marina, Borgata Atlantic City.
Wow, what a big first part of the month for Borgata brick and mortar, huh?
And classic double bonus poker jackpot
Wow.
of $100,000.
Wow, nice.
That's it for the first half of April. From January 1st to April 12th, like I do the recap here. 1,251 jackpots of $40,000 or more, totaling $107,227,602.33. 7 jackpots of $1 million or more. We are ahead of last year.
I was going to say, that sounds a lot for April.
Yes,
we just to April.
What is that? 3.5 months in, we're 7 jackpots of $1 million or more.
Yeah.
We were not this until towards the end of the summer last year.
Yeah, I know.
So
Boy, that's
kind of
a lot.
interesting to see that growth there.
Yeah, wow.
But that's it for this week's Jersey Jackpots. I'll be back next week with a whole collection, or 2 weeks from now, for Jersey Jackpots and do the second half of April. So, again, $40,000 or more is what the Division of Gaming Enforcement puts out. We only do $100,000 or more. There's a big addition to the spreadsheet.
Sure.
Congratulations to all our winners. That's it for Beating the House this week. There's a lot more winners out there. We only do $100,000 or more, so congratulations to everybody out there that won a jackpot. And as always, game releases, announcements, news, jackpots, info@turnpikesportsradio.com.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
Across the desert plain, you build a house of cards around a lovely